Mantine? Who uses a Mantine? This guy. Here we go, guys. We're getting into a BDSP Wi-Fi battle versus Undroid, and this battle was found on the 2022-2021 battle code. Without further ado, let's get into the match. Let's go, guys. Let's get into this battle with Undroid. So he's going to lead off here with his Skarmory. And I'm going to lead off here with a Steelix. Now, as you can see, both Pokemon of the Steel type are absolutely glowing under those gym lights. So we are going to lead off by trying to go in and set up our Stealth Rocks here. And of course, our opponent is going to do the same. However, they're going to go for the Spikes. Now, the difference between the Stealth Rocks and the Spikes, of course, Stealth Rocks is going to get anything that's onto the field, whereas Spikes do not affect anything that is flying or that has the Levitate ability. So he's actually going to be able to set up 2 sets of Spikes onto the field. We're going to go in for the Roar. Now, the Roar, of course, is going to force him to swap out his Pokemon, and of course, just our luck, he gets a Hariyama. So Hariyama, of course, is affected by the Stealth Rocks, but he's got those lefties, so that's actually just going to get his health back up there. So, with the Hariyama onto the field, we don't want to stay in with our Steelix because obvious reasons. Steelix is extremely weak to the Hariyama. So we're going to go out to our Mantine. Now, he goes right in for the attack there, of course, does not do a whole lot of damage to Mantine due to type advantage, but we do have Mantine onto the field. Now, if you guys know, back in the day when I used to do a lot of my streaming, I got so tired of seeing Mantine in Generation 7, I think it was, Sun and Moon and Ultra Sun and Moon. I actually got so tired of seeing it. There were so many memes about Mantine, but here I am, guys, using a Mantine. So he's gone for the knockoff. Of course, knockoff is going to knock off the leftovers that are on the Mantine. And the only option that we would have in order to regain any kind of health would be Roost. So we're just going to go right in for the attack here. We want to go for that Scald and try to get some sort of a burn here. We're getting right down into that red zone, so it's going to be a little bit of a critical play here for us if we don't go for a Roost attack. Basically meaning that if we went for Scald, that's basically going to be the last blow that Mantine's going to do. So we're going to go in for that Roost. We're going to get our health back up there. And of course, he's just going to continue to go for that knockoff because he really doesn't have a whole lot of other options here. Plus as well, he also doesn't really want to swap out to anything else in his party. So we got the Roost. That's good. We're going to go for the Scald here, and that's going to do a lot more damage to the Hariyama, just because of the fact that it might have been more of a max damage kind of scenario. So again, going right for that knockoff, not doing much. He is going to get a little bit of health there with his own leftovers, and then he realizes that there's really nothing he can do to take out that Mantine. So he's going to swap into his Roserade. Now with Roserade onto the field, I am a little bit wary to bring in, to keep in Mantine. So the only thing I can think of doing is maybe going for an Ice Beam here. He didn't go for any kind of grass moves. He went for a Sludge Bomb, which is actually kind of interesting. We go for the Ice Beam, and we get the freeze on that little Rose Petal. So unfortunately for Roserade, it is frozen. There's not much that Roserade's going to be able to do in this match. So they're going to swap out Roserade. I assume that it has Natural Cure onto it. We're going to go for the Roost here, and that's just going to boost up our HP stat there once again. Skarmory coming back into the field here. I'm sure that they're probably going to try to do some sort of a whirlwind of some kind. We're going to go for the Ice Beam here to attack. However, it looks like the Skarmory is going to attack with Drill Peck. I really like Drill Peck on Skarmory because it's a really, really strong move, and there's no recoil damage. And we get the freeze again on Skarmory. So I don't want to go for a Scald here because obvious reasons, I'll melt the freeze. But we're going to go for that Ice Beam here once again, and it's going to do quite a bit of damage off onto the Skarmory. Not enough to knock it out, but with consecutive attacks, it should be able to take him out. So we're going in for our third Ice Beam here. As you can see, not enough to take him out, just very barely holding on here. We're going to go for the Scald just for the lulz, because that's going to actually melt the ice and unfreeze the Skarmory. So I thought it was kind of funny. I don't know if you guys find it funny, but I find it hilarious. So we get the Scald, melts the Skarmory and knocks him out. So Hariyama coming back into the field here. We are just going to go for that Scald there again. And of course now Mantine is running wild, just destroying Pokemon left, right, and center. So in comes Venomoth. And I'm going to be honest with you, this Pokemon here that he has on his team, I was expecting, you know, the standard Sleep Powder, Quiver Dance. Why does it have Poison Fang? If you guys can post your comments in the comment section below, I'd like to know what you guys think. Why Poison Fang? Of all attacks, why Poison Fang? Unless he's trying to go for that whole physical attacker scenario with that whole Leech Life Venomoth, I don't know. But anyways, we're going to go in for that Scald here again. Scald is going to hit onto the Venomoth. Not able to take him out, but getting fairly close. Right down below half hit points here. We're actually going to withdraw the Mantine because, you know, I've had enough with Mantine. Let's go in with Arcanine. Now, Arcanine, pretty wicked Pokemon, especially in any kind of competitive Wi-Fi scenario. There's so many different variants of Arcanine. There's your bulky Morning Sunset. There's your extreme speed physical attacker. Then there's your kind of mix. Then there's the Snarl Will-O-Wisp. It's endless with Arcanine. So in this scenario here, we are just going to go in for that Flare Blitz. We want to take out this Venomoth. We don't want to play around anymore, just in case it does end up having Quiver Dance. You can't see it, but just in case it does, we just want to one-hit KO it. Bye-bye, Venomoth. So he still has his Frozen Roserade. Probably not a good idea to bring him into this here. We're going to see here if it is going to be Natural Cure or not. I can't really see him bringing it in against an Arcanine, though, but he is going to bring in Claydol. Now, Claydol is a pretty cool Pokemon. When I started doing BDSP, I actually used him as like a late screen Reflect setup. So that's basically all I can see Claydol being used for nowadays anyways. We bring in the Mantine to avoid the Earthquake, which is definitely helpful. I'm going to try to go for the Roost here, but unfortunately we don't actually outspeed the Claydol, which is actually kind of interesting. I didn't think Claydol was that fast, but unfortunately for us, down goes Mantine. So we're going to come in with Alakazam to retaliate with. We have a couple of different options here. There's Shadow Ball, there's Energy Ball. We could have just gone for the Psychic, of course. Psychic's not going to do much because Claydol, of course, is also a Psychic type. He gets a Sandstorm off here, and that's going to boost up, I think, his special defense because he's a ground type. So that's going to try to be helpful to him. I don't think it's going to be able to do very much because of the fact that we have Energy Ball. So we managed to get one Shadow Ball off. I probably should have just gone for the Energy Ball right away. And that's definitely going to be enough to take him out. There's no chance of survival for Claydol with that Energy Ball. So Alakazam still on the field. He's going to bring in his Flareon. Now, I definitely like his Pokeball seals or stickers there that he has. Definitely a cool intro for Flareon. We're going to go in for that Psychic. Going to take him down into the Yellow Zone, and he's going to retaliate with the Flare Blitz, taking me down to 1 hit point here, and that's actually going to be pretty cool because I have a Focus Sash. And the funny thing is that he actually takes him out with his own Sandstorm. So unfortunately for him, down goes Flareon, and all he has left is this Roserade. So Roserade coming back into the field. Is it going to be Natural Cure? It is. And of course, we're going to be able to outspeed it and go for the Psychic. So that is going to be game. Thank you very much for the battle. GG. And Mantine saves the day. If you guys enjoyed that battle, be sure to post your comments in the comment section below. I would like to hear from you. If you guys did enjoy the battle, be sure to take a look at one of the battles listed above, and as well, one of the many battles that are listed on the channel. Take care, have a good one, and as always, peace out.